I will have all of the ingredients listed down below. We have our glass of warm water, and I'm gonna go ahead and add about a teaspoon of bouillon, chicken bouillon, into this water. We need to let all of this dissolve, and then we're gonna go ahead and set this to the side, and then we're gonna go ahead and pull over our chicken breast that I have right here. This is already defrosted, and then what we're gonna do is go ahead and cut off any fat that we have on this chicken breast, and I just want to get rid of all of this. I really just don't want any of it. My family doesn't like it, so we're gonna get rid of it. And then what we're gonna do is go ahead and take that chicken breast that's all cleaned up, no fat on it, and then I'm gonna go ahead and slice it into kind of thin slices, just like this. So almost like chicken tenders. And then we're gonna just put that in a separate bowl to the side. So I'm just gonna do that with all of my chicken breasts. And again, I'm just getting rid of anything that I don't want to cook. Sometimes I don't like that, my family doesn't like that, so we're just kind of cleaning up these chicken breasts. Y'all, this dinner is gonna be delicious. It is really simple, and not only that, it is gonna taste like you are at a fancy restaurant. Now this one's a little bit longer, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut that one. I'm telling you, all of your kids are gonna love this. Grandparents are gonna love it. It is so easy, this one pot dish. All right guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up. I'll see you here in a few. All right, I got all my chicken now cut up, and they're into smaller pieces, almost like a tenderloin size. Now in this little cup right here, I have some garlic powder. I've got some Italian seasoning, and I also have some basil. And we're just gonna go ahead and add this little mixture to our chicken. We just wanna get everything kind of coated in. So lift it up, kind of spread it in, just like that, okay? We're just getting a nice little coat. Oh y'all, that garlic smells delicious, okay? And then I'm also gonna be adding some salt. Pick whatever salt you'd like. We're just gonna sprinkle a little bit on top, probably about a teaspoon. Now, depending on what salt you're using, I know the Himalayan salt is just not as salty, but if you're using like a regular sea salt or any other salt like that, you may need a little bit less. Okay, so we're just gonna get that all coated up like that. Actually, I'm gonna add a little bit more salt, just because that Himalayan salt doesn't have much flavor. But yeah, salt really brings out the flavor. Okay, we got that all coated up. Look how pretty that looks now, okay? Yum, that is gonna be delicious. Now let's head over to the stove. We're gonna be moving really fast during this next part, so make sure that you have all your ingredients ready right by your skillet. Now let me show you the skillet I'm using. Okay y'all, I'm gonna be using like this really big, large skillet, and it does have some sides to it. So if you can find something like this to cook it in, it's gonna be perfect. You know, this recipe will also work like in a big cast iron skillet, and you can also reduce this recipe, like cut it in half. It's just for like you and your partner. But we're kind of a large family, so we're gonna make a little bit bigger batch, okay? So remember, get all your ingredients ready because we're gonna be moving fast during this next part. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and set my skillet onto like a medium-low heat. We're gonna let that heat up for just a few minutes. And once your pan is heated up, I'm gonna be adding about 3 tablespoons of coconut oil. Now, if you don't have coconut oil, you could use avocado oil or even butter. I'm choosing to use coconut oil, and we're gonna let that melt in our pan. I like the coconut oil just because it makes everything taste so good, and it melts wonderful. And then once all of our coconut oil or oil has been melted, we're gonna go ahead and add all of our chicken breasts and just spread that around. No, it's smelling really good. And then we're gonna cook them for 4 minutes on each side. Okay, and then after 4 minutes, we're gonna go ahead and see if they're ready to be turned. We know they're ready to be turned as soon as they're not sticking to the bottom, and it looks like we're good to go. So we're gonna go ahead and just turn them, and then we'll continue cooking for another 4 minutes on the other side. Okay, and then after 4 minutes, let's go ahead and check and make sure our chicken is fully cooked. I like to take the biggest chicken or the thickest one and go ahead and cut it in half and make sure that it is nice and cooked and it's not pink at all, and that looks nice and juicy, actually. Looking good. Okay, all right, so now what we want to do is go ahead and reduce our heat to a medium low, and then we're going to move all this chicken to the side. And to our pot, we're going to go ahead and add that chicken broth that we mixed up earlier. Go ahead and give it a nice stir. We're going to add that to our pan, and then we're going to add a half a cup of heavy whipping cream. And then we're gonna add, I'm gonna go ahead and just add the rest of this Parmesan cheese right here. I got some clumps, so I'm gonna go ahead and break those up. And we're gonna add that in. And then we're gonna go ahead and give this a nice little stir, get it all mixed in, very nice. Oh y'all, this is, ooh, it's gonna be so good. All right, and then what we're gonna do next is I've got some flour right here. We're just gonna sprinkle the flour in just a little bit at a time because we wanna thicken up this sauce. Just giving a little bit of flour at a time. Don't do too much flour at once. It's gonna clump up if you do that, okay? And make sure that chicken just stays to the side over there. All right, y'all, my sauce is already thickening up. Yep, and then we're gonna go ahead and just toss this chicken around in the sauce. Oh, yes, nice. Oh my gosh, this looks so good, you guys. So see how nice that sauce is looking? Nice and thick. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and let this simmer for just a couple more minutes. All right, y'all, then go ahead and taste that sauce and make sure you don't need to add any more salt to it. It's perfect, it really is, because that Parmesan cheese is kind of, you know, it kind of has a little saltiness to it. I think it's perfect. I don't think it needs any more salt. Delicious. All right, guys, let's go ahead and plate this up. All right, I got my bowl right here. Let's go ahead and add our chicken. Okay, we're gonna add some spinach to this. And we're just gonna kind of mix that in a little. Okay, and then we're gonna add some tomato slices. And voila. Okay guys, now it's time for the taste test. I am so excited. This is gonna be delicious, nice and creamy. I know it is. All right guys, let's taste this. That tastes like a 5-star meal, but at home, you guys. That sauce is so good. The heavy whipping cream just takes it to another level. It's creamy. One thing that you could do is serve this on top of a pasta. I bet your kids are gonna love that. Or if you got kids that you are serving, this would be so delicious. Or even just have it alone with a side salad would be even delicious, or even some green beans. But man, just a little bit of spinach and tomato on top, it is perfect. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I do hope that you try this out and let me know down below if you would add anything to this recipe or if you would subtract anything from this recipe. And if you liked it, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe down below if you haven't done so already, and if you'd like to see another recipe, click on the video link right here, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!